Hello everybody and welcome to our show. Alina Popa and Lenda Murray are welcoming the amazing Oksana Grishina today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oksana, it's such an honor to have you with us today. 4-time Miss Fitness Olympia. And this is fantastic because I feel that I have some special connections with you.
Yes.
We both started competing in Europe, and I remember in 2005 we did a European Championship. Was Ukraine, right?
Yes,
It was in
so.
Ukraine.
Yeah.
And that is the year that you came out internationally for the first time, and I remember that everybody was wowed by your routine.
Oh,
and everybody
thank
was
you.
saying like, this girl has such a beautiful path in front of her. And yes, here we are.
Wow.
You already had 4 titles, and you're gonna come back for more. I already know that. I know that in 2006 you won also the World Championship, and then you turned pro and you started competing in the United States in these shows. So
2007.
exactly. Given the way we started, because I do have a view on how the sport is perceived in Europe, or how the sport is done in Europe compared to the United States. What is the difference, the main difference you feel between being a fitness athlete in Europe and competing in Europe, and then moving over here and competing in the US?
Well, first of all, I want to thank for having me, because it's an honor to be part of this show, and thank you so much for what you do, guys. It's just amazing, and I'm huge fan of both of these girls because I'm huge fan of women's bodybuilding, and it's really inspired me when I start to compete, because there was not fitness wasn't that popular, right? It was bodybuilding. Everything was about bodybuilding women, and I was just huge fan. So, and my husband was huge fan, of course. And yeah, thank you so much for doing it. And yes, I got my pro card, like you said, in 2007. And I decided, why not? I should try to go, and try to just stay on the Olympia stage and just see how I will look compared to these amazing stars, who I just watch on DVD, or, that's the only chance in Russia I could watch these competitions as Olympia. It was a lot of new things when I came in the United States, and when I saw this sport, it was absolutely different than compared to Europe. And of course, I started to learn how to eat from the beginning, from scratch. I mean, there's different food, different type of food, and different training, and different sacrifice. So, and I understand the most important thing, that it's become my lifestyle. Sport become everything to me. So in Russia, of course, you're doing sport, but I had like 4 jobs also.
I know that you left a lot behind, right, for the sport when you moved here?
Yes, so, and I moved to United States with no English. I started to speak English, learn English here. So, and yeah, it was a lot of sacrifice, but I have never regret about anything ever, because I was on my way to reach my goals.
When you didn't speak English, how could you express yourself, right?
The performances was the key for me. So that's how I could communicate with audience and share my story, my love story. It was my first routine. It was actually came from my real love, so real life. So, and my feelings, and yeah, that's how I could communicate with audience, so we could understand. When fans came to me, I don't need to speak English, because they understand everything what I was just present on stage.
They understood your passion to your body, right?
And
I also know that you took acting lessons, right?
Yes, it was after, because I knew that it will be huge help for me, first with English, and second, just express my feelings.
I mean, like, first of all, I am such a huge fan.
Thank you so
huge
much.
fan of fitness, but man, you are just incredible.
Thank you.
You're meticulous, and like I said, we were talking about the acting, and to watch, because people don't really realize that when you put together that routine, you have to also practice the facial expressions to communicate that to the audience.
It's just about not to impress audience, it's about express yourself. So it's not about you, it's about what
you give them.
Yes,
right.
absolutely. And that's huge difference, because you cannot be selfish on the stage. Other way, you will not have this connection. So it's all about people, and it's all about real connection. So when I'm performing on stage, my routine may turn into different expression because of audience reaction. So you have to feel this energy generally.
Yes.
But if you're stressful, if you're nervous, and if you just blocked, and sometimes I know girls, they come back on backstage and they said like, oh my God, I don't remember what I just did. I don't remember anything. So that's what I don't want to happen. So I want to remember every single moment when I'm on stage. I want to live being on stage, so just be present, like, and accept anything what happens right on stage, and just remember and work through it.
The beauty of it is that you're not just an athlete, you're an artist too. So now my question is, we are in 2020, what's gonna happen if we have to wear masks while you perform? How are you gonna do that?
Gosh, well, I will work with that,
Maybe develop a new sign.
Yes. Yeah, that's actually the reason why I'm coming back, because I have such a great idea for performance, and I really want to bring it on Olympia stage and just support the sport and support our division, because I'm a huge fan, of course, of fitness. I am fitness.
Yeah. So how long of a break? 2 years. 2 years.
2 years. And first year, I got so many questions from fans. They couldn't believe I'm retired.
Right.
Like, Oksana, you're gonna compete at the Olympia? I'm like, no, guys, I announced I'm retired.
Yeah.
So, and then Solomon, he asking me first year and next year, but I promote pole fitness, pole championship at the Olympia. So, and this year when we talk, I said, Yes, definitely. I'm coming back. So, and
the question we had was, what made you go into the pole fitness direction, right? Lenda was very curious. Actually, we're talking about. She's like, I want you to show us with words. Tell us what is so passionate about in that.
That's so interesting, because I learned pole fitness in 2014, and I won my first Arnold Classic during pole fitness routine. I mean, pole was part of my performance, of course. And I won Arnold Classic, and I got so many wonderful feedbacks from pole fitness athletes, like, thank you so much for bringing pole on the stage, on Arnold stage. And yes, and then I first of all, I tried pole, and I was in shock how difficult it is. I was like, oh my God, all my body was in bruises, and I was so frustrated first week, because I couldn't do anything, and I already make a decision to do performance. I'm like, oh my God, I have to go forward, like I have to learn, and it's so different, and there's so many new brands of fitness that can, combine with what we do with our performances. It's just something incredible to introduce, different brands of fitness, especially for us, because that's what we do.
Yeah, I was at your first pole, the competition at the Olympia, and I truly enjoyed it.
So I know that you have announced your return in December 2019, right? And I also know that you've had your first major injury in January of this year, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that. How frightening was that?
Oh my God, it was I was in shock, you know, what happens, because I just gave my word to Dan Solomon that I'm coming back, and to all my fans, and we announced it. And then in January, end of January 31st, I remember dates so well.
Wow.
Yes, injury happens. My knee was dislocated, my kneecap, and I didn't know what to do. So I asked several doctors, what can I do, what possibly I can do, because I couldn't walk for about 3 weeks, so I walk on crutches. Yes, but I keep working on my, of course, upper body. And doctors gave me different options, like different opinions. Some said, okay, girl, you for office job you're fine, but not for the stage.
That's bad news.
Wow.
for
So
an athlete.
basically they were saying
I said,
that
okay,
you're
but
done. They said,
yes.
as far as competition, so you're fine to work in the, go to work at an office.
I
but
said, okay,
wow.
this is not what I want to hear, you know.
Yes.
And of course I asked Victor Prisk, because he is one of the best, and I said, Victor, what should I do? He said, he saw my MRI, and he said, girl, the one thing, just rehab it as a crazy, and that's exactly his words, rehab it like a crazy and see what happens. So, and I start, through pain, I start to work on my, you know, hamstring, on my glutes, in some simple movements. So, and I never give up. This answer was for me like a chance, like a hope.
Wow.
And now I'm back.
Yes, you are. You are back.
So you're fully rehabbed.
back.
You can train with no
Yes, so
hindrances.
with weights there was no problem, because lifting weights, it's actually very safe workout.
Yes, it
especially-
really is.
And but acrobatics, so I start to make some choreography again, to make rotation, so just work on that, and some just checking my knee, and yes, so and every week it's getting better, and now I'm fully back.
I was so glad to hear that you were returning to the Olympia stage.
Thank you
and
so much.
Your timing is perfect.
And
really.
it's so funny, because even when I'm retired, when I announced to retire, I did guest performances all the time. So
You kept in beautiful shape.
Yes, and I
all the
always
time.
keep my shape. And for some reason, before every Olympia, every last 2 Olympias, my body automatically get into shape. Probably because my body used to,
Yes.
you know, like
That's
getting-
interesting.
And I was like, oh
Without
my God.
doing anything?
Yes.
Can I have that? Wow.
It's just so funny. So yeah, I still perform, and I was improving my skills all this years. So I never stop workout hard. I always work out hard. So some instinct maybe was inside, like keep going. I don't know. It just but. Anyway, even if I wouldn't come back, I still will work out. I still will perform. I will still working on my improvements and skills, because I think the main keys to achieve any goal is self-discipline and self-improvements.
Yes.
So that's the only way to grow up. I mean, to be better.
So what do you think the biggest challenge of your division is?
Everything. It's just hard to pick one, because it's hard to combine acrobatic workouts, right, performance that we do, with weights workout plus diet. So that's why this sport is so extraordinary, because in shape that we have on the stage, with less % of fat, and we perform and represent crazy stamina on the stage. It's really, I think that's the challenge.
Amazing athletes.
It's kind of
Fantastic, yeah.
yes.
Because you also lift weights, right? You do weightlifting as well.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So that you do weightlifting, then you do your routine practice.
Yes, every other day, yes.
Where you build your stamina, and then you do your cardio, which is not for endurance or resistance, it's
No,
mainly
it's
to
just-
burn fat.
Right,
Wow.
right, absolutely. You know, working with fitness athletes, I heard different opinion how girls preparing for this show. So in my case, I always have my costume ready like months before.
Okay.
So I want to be sure it's ready 100%, and of course I practice. So if it's in stones, I just don't want to destroy my costume. So I work out in costume, maybe 2 workouts before the show, just to make sure everything is right, everything is fit, and if I need time to fix something, I'm fixing
I
it.
see.
But I heard sometimes that girls getting their costume right on the show.
Really?
So yeah, and then something can happen. So
Accidents
Sure,
happen.
that's
yeah, and I don't want to feel this way, so that's why I always prepared, and I just want to make sure it's really works fine.
Yes, yes.
And with props as well.
Yes.
You cannot use prop, just on the stage.
Yes,
So
right.
you have
Absolutely.
to practice. You have to make sure. Even when I did this Michael Jackson routine,
Yes.
right, with this hat,
Oh, that
and
was the bomb,
there was a
girl.
lot of practice. When I throw this hat, I need to make sure that it's in right point, and all this taking off clothes is just, oh gosh, it's a lot of practice.
Yes.
It's not just happens like magic.
Yes,
It's
yes.
practice makes magic. So, and yeah, it's everything should be just, it's all practice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oksana, what would you say your signature move is in your routines? Something that you brought on stage, or innovation, or something that you do perfectly.
I will speak from my fans.
Yeah,
My fans,
absolutely.
because they pick my signature move is one hand hold.
Okay.
And that's their decision.
Oh yeah, you're taking the one. Oh, you're great at that.
Yeah, so I guess.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I saw you
You know the
practicing
one
that
I
move
like?
in the and she was somebody was counting.
Boris,
Like
yeah.
and I was like, oh my goodness.
That's so funny because I have never done this movement when I did gymnastics. It was new for me, and I was just practice, and now, wow, and it's my brand OG now,
Yeah.
so it's just really awesome, and thank you, fans.
So now going down to the last announcement, Adela Garcia is coming back.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
So how do you feel going into this? Because you competed against Adela quite a few times, right?
Yes.
Do you know how many shows have you done with her?
I've competed with Adela since 2007.
Okay.
So it was my
All
first
your career.
Olympia, yes, and I met her in 2007. We compete at Super Europa show together, and I got my first qualification for Olympia. Gosh, it was amazing days, and I remember I always telling her she was such a huge support from the very beginning because I
Wow.
didn't speak English. And I remember my first Olympia, and my music were so slow.
Oh.
It was lyric music, like really slow. Yes, and I bring DVD to DJ, and he said, "No, this music not working for fitness. It's not for fitness. It's change it or bring something else." And I said, "Adela," and she's like, "Okay, relax. She's a special girl, so let her play this. Please play this music for her."
I can't believe they wanted to change your music.
I
That's
know, isn't it impossible? I know.
It's maybe they thought I messed up something and I gave them wrong music.
I see.
Something.
I
Because
see.
they never used this slow music for fitness, so that's why probably.
I think I remember that routine. Was it a French song?
Yes.
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 Wow,
It was love
you
routine.
got two fans here. We know all of your fitness
and
routines.
she's always supported me because she knew I don't speak English, and for me it would be hard to explain.
Sure.
So yes, and we competed until 2014. I believe 14.
Yeah.
Was the last year. Yeah, I saw. Adela. Yeah.
So does it fire you up that she's back too?
Gosh, it's
And
such.
there's Whitney there too, like she's phenomenal
It's
as well.
incredible. You know, it's amazing to compete with the best. You know, it's just awesome. It keeps you so motivated. And in fitness, come on, yes, we compete against each other, but it's such a tough division. It's like gymnastics. And
Yes.
anyway, we support each other because we understand how difficult it is.
Absolutely.
And then on stage, you know, the one who represent and do her routine the best way they could, they win.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, it's not a UFC or boxing, right?
That's right.
When
There
you're
you go.
punching, yes,
Yeah.
your partner in face. We preparing for the show.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and we all support each other and praying for not getting injury, you know, because I think it's, especially Adela after so many years of retirement,
Yes.
I'm like, oh
She's
my
got 7
God.
years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, and I just want to see how it is, and it's really, it's such an inspiring, you know. It's
yeah, you
really
guys are such a close-knit group. I mean, I've watched you from show to show, how you guys all stick together. You know, I watched Whitney walk up and ask you about your injury, and so there's no question. All three of you, you're such incredible role models, and you know.
Thank
So and I
you.
see that you guys are just genuine.
you
You're
so
all Miss Olympia forever, forever.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
yeah,
you.
well, thank you so much for sharing a little bit of yourself with us. It was our honor to have Oksana Grishina
Thank
here
you.
with us today. Thank you for watching us, guys. Join us for our next episode.